starting us on our day. And we thank you that you have kept us all through the day. It wasn't nobody but you, Jesus. We thank you for right now that you have brought us together, Father, too, that we may enhance it on this money matter, that we may get a hold of it and just use it to the glory of your name. Bless those that are here, Lord. Bless those that are on their way. We ask in your Son, Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you so much. It does sound like he's done that before, huh? I like it. All right, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
All right, let's see if you can say it like you mean it this time. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. There we go. There we go. I'm sorry. Come on. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. But before we get started, I always like to start with, because it's been a day. Anybody had a day? Yeah. Let's kind of do something real quick. There's a concept. Change it. Mm-hmm. This is, and then it's, I think it's lowercase. Try that. If not, have Jamil. Have Jamil to log in, if not. All right, so if you would, do me a favor. Someone tell me, so there's a concept. Ooh, okay, let's do it one more time. There's a concept that says that you can't be grateful and in a bad mood at the same time. That doesn't really work, right? So if everyone would, share with me what you're grateful for. We're going to start there today, and then we're going to help get this day off of us just a little bit, because this is something that we want to not bring the day with you. Come on, who's first?
I'm grateful for my job.
Grateful for my job.
Okay, so not to sound cheesy or nothing like that, but I'm really grateful for God in my eyes for intentionality in this season.
Love it, love it. I need you to say that one out loud.
I'm grateful for God and for Him opening my eyes up for intentionality in this season of my life.
Absolutely. That's good. That's good. Who's next? You had your hand? You can give it to Marcus when you finish. What are you grateful for?
I'm grateful for my children, and God blessed me with a new car this week.
All right. Congratulations. All right. Who's next? Don't everybody speak at once. Come on.
I'm grateful for peace of mind and just awareness of where I'm at in my life right now.
Absolutely. That's good. That's good. Right next to you, Marcus. What are you grateful for? If you're in the chat, make sure you put in the chat, what are you grateful for today?
I turn 23 tomorrow.
Congratulations. And you're in a money class. Amen. Amen. That's amazing.
I'm grateful for having both parents in my life.
Absolutely. That's good.
I'm grateful that I was off for work today.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's do it. Come on. Pass it around.
I'm grateful that this program exists, and the education and everything that it offers us less knowledgeable people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because if you don't have the knowledge now, after class, you'll be more knowledgeable, right? So we're all learning and growing together. I love it.
Grateful for life itself.
Absolutely. Anyone else? Over here. I got it. Go ahead.
I'm grateful to have a change of heart about everything, because sometimes I'm kind of negative. So I'm just grateful to just try to be more positive about a lot of things.
That's good. That's good. Awesome.
I'm grateful to be in this class and also to have my daughter in this class as well. So I'm doing a generational wealth.
That's it. That's it. I love it. Anyone else want to share? All right. I feel like the vibes in the room just got better just then. Don't you agree? Oh, man. That's good. That's good. Okay. So did any of you get a chance to do your assignments? Your success steps. Oh, we got a lot of yeses. I'm excited about it. Okay. Who did their W-4? y'all can't answer, and this side of the room got to answer, okay? All right, so we're going to talk about cash flow majority of the night, all right? And when we say cash flow, what that's looking at is just creating ways of finding money inside of your plan. Then, at the second part of the class, we're going to talk about what if you don't pay your debt off? What if you don't follow the steps? Sometimes we got to see the negative aspects of life to really push us to do the right thing. Sometimes you hadn't had enough pain in order for you to make change. Oh, I'm going to say that again. That was good. Sometimes you hadn't had enough pain in order for you to make the proper change. So we're going to talk about the changes that we should be making, of course, but then we'll talk about what if you don't do it. All right? So let's go ahead and get started. The W-4, we're going to do that first, and then we'll do your assignment later in case you need to start working on your assignment while we talk tonight. All right. W-4, everybody filled it out? You want to pull it out? Pull it out. The W-4 is in your binder. It was one of the success steps from last week. Anybody know what page? That's an extra one. That's all right. So you received an extra one tonight. That's the state one. That's the extra one we handed out. The other one is on page what in your binder? Anybody know? 18. Page 8 in the blue binder. Page 8 in the blue binder. Welcome to class, everyone. Page 8 in the blue binder. It's not 8. Page 15. Page 15 in the blue binder. Okay, sorry about that. I was going blind. I'm sorry. Page 15. Thank you, sir. All right, it's okay if you didn't fill it out right. The objective is for you to have read it, reviewed it, and then we're going to go over it together tonight. One of the things that I often do whenever I speak with you all is I give you a thought of the night. I also like you to write them down just so you can kind of think about it and ponder over it for the week. So when you change the way you see things, the things you see change. That's Mr. Wayne Dyer. That's his quote. And I brought it to you tonight because whenever we look at our finances, sometimes we feel like, oh, I can't do this. Oh, I can't do that. I don't have enough money. I don't have this. I don't have that. We think about all of the things we don't have. But when we start to think about what we do have and think about what you can do with those things you do have, that's when you can make real change. So when you change the way you see your money, the way you see your money will change. I like to throw that in there just so you can kind of look at the concepts about how you see things in your life. Does that make sense? Absolutely. So correcting your tax withholding. We're going to do 2023. And I'm going to give you some concepts because it's refund season. Anybody done their taxes already? Yeah. You got to get some money? Waiting on it. Okay. Wonderful. I look forward to talking to you tonight. Somebody said it's a hot mess. So we're going to give an example tonight of Coco. Coco is a young woman. She's getting ready to do her finances, and she was in a class very similar to this one. So what happened is that once we looked at Coco's finances, like, Coco, when we look at your bank account, it looks as if your electric bill is coming out 2 times every month. Did you know that? She said, what? Yeah, Coco, when you audit your bank account, it looks as if your payment is coming out twice. You may need to look into that. She said, I had no idea. Guess what? She overpaid her electric bill every month for an entire year. Wow. Because of what she did not pay attention to. Wow. So when we start thinking about it, let me ask you a question. Would you overpay your electric bill like Coco? No. Not on purpose. Not on purpose? Yeah. When was the last time you audited that bank account? Last week. That's right. So the thought process from Coco is actually deeper than just your electric bill. When Coco overpaid her electric bill, do you think the electric company gave her a refund for her money? Oh, everybody like, no, you know better, Candace. That's how y'all talk to me. I like it. Nothing back. No, right? But doesn't it seem like it would be fair if they did? But life ain't fair. Now let me ask you a question. Does it even make sense that she even got there in the first place to overpay her electric bill? No. Now let's talk about what it looks like when we talk about overpaying your taxes when you get this big, big refund at the first of the year. Oh, you didn't know I was going there? Uh-huh. Yeah. I'm on?
That's boring.
I'm not on. They can't hear nothing. It's gone. You heard everything I said? Oh, wonderful. Okay. Thank you so much. Look at that. I think I came back alive. Okay. All right, good. So from that perspective, with the overpayment, what we're going to talk about is your W-4, how you can make sure you're not overpaying your taxes because it's not your job's responsibility, it's your responsibility. Everybody say, it's my responsibility? Absolutely. So we're going to talk about what that looks like for you to fill out your forms the proper way, and we're going to talk about cash flow. Now, somebody on this side answered for me last time. What is cash flow? Can anyone tell me on this side of the room? The money you have left after you pay what? Your bills, your expenses. That's good. That's good. So everybody agrees that cash flow, if you have an equation, is income minus expenses equals cash flow. We got that? Everybody wrote that down? Yeah, because you know it. Yes. They're like, I'm going to get it right now. Absolutely. We have some chairs over here. It's actually a pretty good seat. You can see the TV real good if you want to get a spot there. All right, income minus expenses equals, I'm going to say it again, income minus expenses equals? Good, good. So with that cash flow, the W-4 is the first way to find cash flow in your household. If you feel like you're kind of struggling to pay your bills and you're in a negative number on your what I spend sheet, this is the first place that we look to make sure that you're not overpaying your taxes. So let's get into it. Real quick, a disclaimer. St. Mark and Arvest Bank does not guarantee that you will receive an increase in your paycheck by adjusting your W-4. What's very important is that all your results may vary based upon your financial situation and that you should see a qualified tax professional to ensure that everything is accurate with what you're doing. Everybody got to say got it. Yeah. We got you on camera, so okay? You can't come back and say anything that Arvest or St. Mark is liable. I'm kidding, but it's a real thing, all right? What is the W-4? That's a good disclaimer. Okay, that's real good. Can you say that one more time? She said, is it the thing you fill out when you first get a job? That's good. That's not bad. It's good. Anybody else? What is the W-4? You're withholding. Okay, that's good. Anybody else? What's the W-4? It tells you how much taxes you're going to pay. That's it. That's it. So it is the form you fill out when you first start your job, but it's even more than that. We'll go on. But it's mainly the form that tells how much taxes you're going to pay whenever your check comes to you. How much coming out in taxes. All right. The purpose of the form, and this is kind of long, so normally I have people read with me, but I'm going to go ahead and read it to you. It says, the purpose of the W-4, this is what the form says. This is not what Candace says. It says, complete the W-4 so that your employer can withhold the correct federal income tax from your pay. Let's talk about what happens. If too little is withheld, you will generally owe taxes when you file your tax return, and you may owe a penalty. Then it says, if too much is withheld. They said, if how much? Too much. So what happens if too much is withheld? You are generally due a... Oh, interesting. Now, so somebody just said, well, Kenji, you talking about my money? I like my big refund. I understand. I'm not saying that refunds are bad. I'm just saying, what if I got my money now because I got now bills? Okay? So we're going to talk about what that looks like. So a refund, a thought process, just so you can always remember, means again, and fund means money. So what's happening is that they give you your money again. They just giving it back to you. Got it? Oh, I see eyes and aha moments, all of that stuff. So let's do it. It says complete the form. This is for you. Complete the form when changes to your personal or financial situations may happen, or you can do it anytime. So what is a financial change? What is a change in your situation? Anybody? You get married. You get divorced. I'm moving to another state. I have kids. You should update your forms every time those kind of things may happen to you. Does that make sense? Oh, yeah. Who's responsible for your W-4? Me. Okay. And how often should you do it?
Every time you need to change.
Anytime something changes. All right. The HR department should get tired of you. Right? It's all right. Okay. Now, it's often incorrect because most people don't update it. They forget about it. They stay at a job 20 years and leave it the same. Okay? But it's often, now it's changed. So most people, someone mentioned earlier, exemptions and things like that. There's no more exemptions. There's no more allowances. Now they put credits on there. We're going to go over that in just a second. All right, let's roll. If you're married, filing joint, I want to give you this before we start the form because it's very important. Anybody married, filing joint? Good. Okay, I got a few. If you file your taxes together, this is important. Did you hear what I just said? If you file your taxes together, there's only one form for the household. How many forms? One. For the household. All right, with that, you want to split the number between the two of you, whatever we come up with, or you want to let the person who makes the most money carry the forms and the other person doesn't carry anything on the form. All right? That's how that should work. You decide in your household what you decide to do, but you both cannot put a number, the same number on there because you're doubling the amounts, which means you're paying way too little tax and it's likely that you're going to owe. So if you owe every year, she's like, oh my God, that's what happened. Right. If you're owing every year, it's because your form's filled out wrong and you're doubling your numbers. If you do not file taxes together, this is a disclaimer. I'm not your tax professional. I'm not giving you advice. I'm just saying if you do not file your taxes together, then the W-4 is filled out separately or as single. I'm not giving examples of that. I'm going to leave that alone, okay? Everybody got it? Say got it. Good. We're moving. All right. Head of household is the example I'm going to give in the W-4. Your form should be filled out the way you should fill it out. Does everybody have their form out? Yes. All right. We're going to walk through it together. Section 1, who doesn't have it? Okay, good. All right, good deal. Section 1, we use Coco as an example. You're just putting your name and information, but in box C, everybody see box C? It says, how are you filing your taxes? Are you single? There you go. Mark that box. Or married filing separately. Mark that box. If you're married filing jointly, mark that box. And if you're head of household, mark that box. Now, there's many times when people tell me what head of household is, so I'm curious on what you all say. Now, if you took the class before, don't say anything. Okay, that's good. She said you pay all the bills in your house. Okay, that's good. What else?
I just got a question. So when you say head of household, I mean, that's got a lot of different meanings, a lot of gray areas there. So do you mean like head of household as far as this sheet is considered?
Okay, so repeating your question.
I mean, making the head of household, the one, I guess, the bigger income.
Okay, that's good. That's good. This is wonderful. I like us to talk about it because there's a lot of assumptions when we come around to things. So head of household when it comes to the IRS, that's a good question. When it comes to the IRS, and I know the man is the head of the house. I agree. Wonderful. But if you a man and the head of the house with a wife, you're not head of household on this form right here, you married filing joint. Head of household means you take care of, let's just read it. Don't listen to me, let's just read it. It says, generally, you can claim head of household if you are unmarried. That's the first thing. It says unmarried on the last day of the year. That's actually what it says. Then it says, you pay more than 50% of the cost of keeping up a home for yourself and a qualifying individual. Okay. What's a qualifying individual? It says a qualifying person lived with you for more than half the year. So when it says qualifying individual, does that mean it has to be a child? No. It's not what that means. All right, we in the same page. All right. It could be a parent that you take care of that does not have, of course, outside income, things like that. A sister or brother that may be disabled that you help take care of, and you got some kind of ties to them. Now, I want to be very clear when we start saying stuff like that. Don't be putting it on there if you don't help take care of them, right? Because if they audit you and say, hey, show me proof that you take care of this person, you won't have proof. Okay? I won't have it right then, but you'll figure it out. Okay, I got you. I didn't say it, he did. It's like, All right, a couple of things. What if a child is still in college? Does that dependent count?
Yes, depending on the age.
Oh, see, she said depending on the age. Does it?
After 18, they can claim themselves.
Interesting. Okay. I just love it. I love it. I love it. It sounds like you're blending insurance. You can file insurance until like the age of 26, but that does not mean that I'm not a dependent. If I'm 27, I still live in my parents' house and I'm still working on college. And I'm not working, I'm not doing anything for myself. Am I still a dependent? That's very true. Yes, ma'am. I wouldn't tell you something wasn't true. Okay. So a dependent parent, they don't have to live with you. True or false? Okay, good. They don't have to live with you. But you still help take care of them. All right? And then another one, if you're paying child support, does that count? Yeah, okay. No, it does not. Just because you pay child support does not mean that you can claim head of household.
I was going to say court order, but...
Can't take that class today. No, ma'am, I'm going to stay in my lane today, okay? All right, so what's very important about head of household is that you definitely need a qualified tax professional to assist you. The assumptions in our world are so great that we get out here trying to do stuff that we're assuming about, and the IRS never said that. I have people all the time that come into the office, they say, Candace, I got to use my mom's address because me and my boyfriend live together. He going to file a kid and I'm going to file a kid, but we need to file at different places because they look at our addresses. Okay. I understand. That's what I said. I understand. But it says that if I pay for more than 50% of a household, and I'm in a household, if I pay 50% or more, and he pays 50, and we just share the bills, we roommates.
Yeah, exactly.
So do I have to do that? No. It's a thing. So people are assuming. I want us to make sure we're reading the paperwork for ourselves. We got it? Head of household. Anybody head of household? Did you mark your box? Okay. Step 2. Sometimes my single people, we feel like we the head of the house because we take out our trash and we go and we do it all ourselves. And I understand that that's what it feels like, but that is not true. Just give her a dependent. No. I said I can't take that class either. So step 2. Everybody on step 2, we good? Did everybody get an answer in step 1? We're good? Okay, perfect. Step 2, I'm moving slow. I'm gonna move a little faster as we go because I think you all are getting it. It says do only one of the following. One of the following. We just gonna fill out the form, okay? But one of the things I want to highlight is C. It says use the estimator. We're not gonna use the estimator. We're gonna do the form together. It says use the multiple jobs worksheet on page 3. Don't worry about that. We're not gonna do that right now. But we are going to look at step C, line C. We see line C? Everybody see that? Can someone read that out loud? Raise your hand. You going to read it out loud for me? Doesn't matter. Sure. He's going to get you a mic. Oh.
If there are only 2 jobs total, you may check this box. Do the same on Form W-4 for the other job. This option is generally more accurate than B if pay at the lower paying job is more than half of the pay at the higher paying job. Otherwise, B is more accurate.
Don't you just love the IRS? Boy, So let's put that in simple. If you have 2 jobs, you should have 2 forms. Let's start there. Okay? Remember, if there's, say again, 3 jobs, 4 jobs, you got 4 forms. So if you've been filling out the form the same way at every job, you're underpaying taxes. Because remember what we said about the married people, right? They have how many W-4s? 1. So if you have multiple jobs, your main job should be your 1 W-4, and every job additional should have this box checked, and you as single or whatever your status is. That's it. Don't use additional numbers because you're increasing your numbers, which means you're reducing your tax. You're not paying enough. Say it again. I can. No problem. If you have multiple jobs, you got it? If we have multiple jobs, you should have multiple forms. Let's say you got 2 jobs in the example. Your main job is filled out regular. Your second job should have a checkbox on line C and whatever your status is in step 1. So if you're single, you'd have single checkbox done on your second job because it's going to pay more tax so that it's not filled out like your main job. Does that help? Yep. That's good. Y'all got it? Filling out your forms wrong. I understand. This is good. We're okay. Yes, ma'am.
So, I have a full-time job.
Okay.
And I have several part-time jobs.
I have a full-time job and I have several part-time jobs. Got it?
I rarely get a W-2 for.
Okay, you do 1099 work.
No, I don't make enough money to receive a W-2.
Okay. Okay.
Like I'm a secret shopper.
Okay. That's great. Sounds like 1099, but I understand.
But I don't get anything in the mail.
I understand. But we don't have to worry about it. If they don't give you a form, I can't tell you what to do with it because I'm not sure if it's 1099 or if it's W-2. I'm not sure. But normally, if they give you a W-2 or a check that takes taxes out, no matter how much money you make, they're going to give you a form. But if you're 1099 and you don't make over $600, then they won't give you a form. No problem. She just learned something. That was good. Yes.
Yes. So, as a real estate agent and I have a W-2.
Okay.
I'm assuming I would select C.
All right. Good question. She said.
Can you
There you
hear
go.
me?
Say it again.
Okay. I was saying as a W-2 worker and a real estate agent, I'm assuming I would select C. Because it's still another job.
Good question.
But it's a 1099.
There you go. So let's be very clear. 1099 is business. It's contract. It's not a job. I'm going to say that again. 1099, self-employment, contract work, all those things mean the same thing. It's business, not a job. So you will not fill that box if it's contract work because that's not a job. We will talk about that. You would, are you single? Yeah. You got single? Yes. Leave the rest of it blank. We're going to move. All right. All right. Everybody okay? Yes. Sure. He said, let's clarify the husband and wife's W-4 one more time. That's really good. So I want to go back just so we can make sure we can read it and see it, okay? So if you're married, filing joint, there is how many W-4s in that household? One.
So, are you saying 2 married people, they both got jobs, they get a salary? All right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 2 married people, they both got jobs, they get a salary.
Yep.
Are you saying on their job, let's take this couple here.
Mm-hmm.
They both got jobs.
Mm-hmm.
So should she go inside her HR office and do her W-4, and should he do his W-4? That's the question.
So they're going to have one W-4 for the household that represents the both of them. So we should have one form first, and then we'll discuss what each of them will do. Okay. But the important part, when I say one W-4, what I'm saying is he can't have a form that has 2,000 on it, and she can't have a form that has 2,000 on it. It's 2 W-4s, but it's one that represents the household.
There you go. Thank you.
We got it?
Oh, you guys got it.
Scenario,
Okay?
Did one form say 4,000?
If it was, depends on how many kids. I'm gonna show it to you in a second.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna show it to you in just a second.
Form as far as submitting it to the IRS and not a form, not the initial paperwork that has to be done at the job for their due process hire work.
This is due process, hiring work, what you should be turning in at your job.
Right.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, one other question. Now, if they do it the proper way, that means they should get back the proper money and not overpay, right?
That's right.
That's the objective, right?
I'm gonna repeat. So what he said is, if they do the form the proper way, then they won't be overpaying taxes and they're paying the proper amount of taxes throughout the year. Absolutely. But they also won't be underpaying taxes by having both numbers on both forms and underpaying, not paying enough. Okay? So the young lady said, I don't understand why I owe every year. It's because we're underpaying taxes because she's filling out every form the same way at every single job. Does that make sense? Yes, ma'am.
So Candace, does the same scenario apply?
Can't hear you.
Does the same scenario apply if you're retired? Husband
Absolutely.
and wife? It
You
does.
have a W-4P, and it's one for the household, 2 forms, one representing the household. Yes, ma'am. Everybody okay? I'm glad we clarified that.
Candace, is this a strategy?
It's absolutely a strategy. Absolutely. I mean, because I don't know about you, but I don't want to underpay. I don't want to underpay. But then I also don't want to overpay, because that means I gave them too much money through the year, and I could have had that money. Okay? And they may not give it back. That's true. Well, I think the important part about giving it back is a matter of if you file your taxes properly or not. So if you file it wrong, they'll tell you, hey, you filed it wrong, you owe us money. But if you filed it wrong and they owe you money, you think they're going to tell you? No. Absolutely not. All right, so let's use Coco as the example. You're going to fill out the form the way you're filling it out for yourself. Coco is head of household. She has one dependent. She only makes $49,000 that year. While she's working, she makes $49,000, and one dependent that's 7 years old. Now, I don't know about your situation, but you're going to read the form for yourself and fill it out for you. Okay? It says if your income will be $200,000 or less, $400,000 or less if married, you're going to, if married filing joint, let's make sure I clarify, you're going to multiply the qualifying children under age 17 by $2,000. That's a lot. I'm going to say it again in my language. Everybody ready? If you got kids that's under 17, you're going to put $2,000 per kid. If you got 2 kids, how much money will be there? $4,000. If you got 3 kids, how many will be there? $6,000. If they're under the age of 17, what if they're 17? There you go. If they're 17, they do not qualify for the child tax credit. You will not put a $2,000 there. What's happening is that your kids may be aging out and you're not paying attention to your forms, so you're underpaying taxes again because you're not paying attention to your forms. You had a life situation change. Your kid aged out. Yes.
Okay, I just got a question.
Sure.
Because you talked to us about how to fill this form out, like if I'm not the one that's making the most money, would I still put the kids on here?
You would put it on there because you're going to fill out the representation of the household.
Okay.
And then you'll go to your spouse and you say, hey, this is what should be on your form, or we're splitting it, whatever it looks like. We'll talk about more at the end. Okay. But you're going to fill it out just because you're doing it for your household.
Okay. What if the child just turned 18, like literally just turned 18?
If they were 17 in the year of the tax return, they aged out. So if they turned to 17 on December 31st, no.
No, and I'm saying that because it's my granddaughter.
I understand.
I adopted her, but she just turned 18.
So if that was in this year, gotcha. So she ages out this year, so you would need to fix your form for this year because now you won't get the credit for her. And what happens, let's say this happens. She said, my grandchild turned 18 January 3rd. Did she have a lifestyle change? Yes. Absolutely. She'll need to update her W-4 so that she's not claiming the $2,000. Let's read the next section. Does everyone have a number? Okay, let me get through the page and then we're going to do questions. Write them down for me because we're not going to get through content if we keep going that way. Is that okay? All right. Multiply the number of dependents by 500. If they are 17 and over, you're going to use the $500 credit, which says multiply the number of other dependents by 500. What if they're a parent? What would you put? 500. That's the other credit. We got it? We good now for questions. I'm done with this page. You ready? Yep. The young lady right here. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. You answered it. Oh, I answered it. Okay. All right. Good. In this case, it's 0, but what you would do, because she has 2,000, it says add amounts above and enter the total here. Does everyone have a number if you have dependents? Does everybody have numbers if you have a dependent? Yeah. Say, okay, I'm asking for real. Okay. All right. If you don't have dependents, what do you have?
0.
Nothing. That's great. Good job. All right, next step. We okay? Yeah. All right. I know it feels like a lot. That's why I wanted you to read it before, because it's a lot of information, but it's reading the form. That's the important part. I hadn't done anything special. We're just reading it. Okay? It says step 4, optional, other adjustments. If you want tax withheld for other income you expect this year that won't have withholding, enter the amount of other income here. So what does that mean? That's not job income. Earlier you mentioned I may be making money outside, like doing contract work. If you have a job and you do contract work, this is how you allocate for that contract work or business work that you were doing. Okay? I'm going to keep going. She has 0. We're going to move. The next section says deductions. If you expect to claim deductions other than the standard and you want to reduce your withholding, do the worksheet or put the number here. So let's talk about what that even means. Anybody know what the standard deduction is? All right, good. That means I get to teach. Okay, the standard deduction is the amount that the IRS or the government gives you for living in America. If you're single, you get $12,500 and actually like $12,950. It's a little higher now. $12,000 is what they reduce from your income automatically. Yes. So if I made $20,000 and I'm single, they are going to take $20,000 minus $12,000 and I'm taxed on what's left. Oh, look like y'all learned something. Let's keep going. I'm not here to teach you taxes. I just want you to understand what's happening, okay? I could teach you taxes, but I'm not going to do it today. All right, head of household. Head of household is $19,000 and some change. It's almost $20,000 now. If you expect to give charity, have mortgage interest, pay student loan interest, have any of those kind of things happening that will exceed the standard, which is $19,000 if you're head of household, $12,000 if you're single. If you're going to exceed, which is going over the limit, then you could put the number here. If you're not, it's okay. Leave it alone. Everybody good? Yeah. All right. Now I'm going to give you an example just in case we missed it. C. Anybody want to give the government some extra money? All right, we got it. 0. Okay. Let's keep moving. Example. Say it again. Standard for merit 20. It's $25,950 and some change. So 20 it's high if you're married. The reason they do that is because you're putting both your incomes together, so they doubled your standard. They put it higher, so they reduce more off of your income if you file married, filing jointly. Okay? Yes, ma'am.
I know this is not a class.
Sure.
But where it said business deductions,
Mm-hmm.
Will you go over, or where can we find what is considered a business deduction?
Mm-hmm. Not in this class, but yes, ma'am.
Okay.
We have a class over the power of business ownership. So we're going to cover business stuff in just a second, but it won't be that particularly, but it is in another class, so you got to stay tuned. Yes, ma'am. All right. An example of what it looks like to exceed or not exceed the standard. What is COCO's standard deduction? 12,000 and some change. Got it. Okay. What is your standard deduction? 25 and some change, 12,000 and some change. Anybody had a household? Because we just missed Coco's. Y'all missed it. Coco's, there you go. She's had a household. Look at y'all. Y'all don't do group think. I need you to think. Come on, where we at? All right, I let you miss it. It's 19 and some change for Coco. She's had a household. All right. I was just testing. See, y'all got to show up. Wake up now. Okay. Here we go. Home interest. She paid $3,400. Charity. She paid $5,100. Co-pays and prescriptions $500. Her total is $9,050. What was her standard? 19.
She should take the standard.
She's going to take the standard automatically. Why? Because she did not exceed the standard. But let me ask you a question. Anybody live in Arkansas? Right. If you live in Arkansas or any state that has a state income tax, you should still input your information because you could be itemizing on the state and not on federal. One more time. Sometimes people come in the office and they say, Candace, I don't worry about all that personal property tax and all that stuff. It don't count no way. I said, excuse me, can I get all your paperwork, please? Because if you bring it in, we may be able to itemize on the state, even though we're not itemizing on the federal. It can help your state refund be a little higher or reduce your tax a little more if you use all of your deductions. And I know for a fact she would be itemizing on the state and not federal. We got it? Oh, she is excited. I like it. All right, awesome. Do we understand this part? Yes. All right, recap. This is what Coco's form looks like. Does everyone have their W-4 filled out? Yes. Got it. Any questions real quick?
How do you know what you want your job to withhold?
Great question. She said, how do I know what I want my job to withhold? The form will tell them exactly what to do if you fill it out properly and turn it in. Okay? If you're single, you checked your single box and you're good to go, that's all you got. Single people, it seemed real complicated, like why I ain't touching nothing else? They made it very simple. Check the box. All right, any business owners? Let me ask you a question. Any side hustles? Okay, all right. Work a job and have a business? Work a job and got a side hustle? Okay, all right. I just need to make sure. Okay, all right. Y'all funny, man. Tax tips for success, business owners. Many of you are like, Candace, I don't really need this form. I don't have a job. That's okay. What we're going to do is we're going to discuss what business owners should be doing throughout the year to help themselves as well. Real quick. You may not have a W-4, but you do want to have it planned. All right? What does that look like? Your tax return should match your goals. What does that mean? Anybody want to tell me what it means? Oh, that's your... Okay, that's good. Let's talk about it. Your tax return should match your goals because let's say you have a desire to buy a home and you're a business owner. If you are going to buy a home, your tax return should look like you're ready to go buy a home. If it doesn't, you won't be buying a home. You laugh at me, and I'm totally serious. Where's the banker? He just walked out. He went to the restroom. Listen to me.
You are not.
I'm setting you up. There she is. She's the realtor. I promise. This all leads to the next class, right? But I have to give you these tips because sometimes business owners come to class and say, oh, I don't need that class because I got a business. Well, let's talk. Getting a loan. If you want to get a loan, you can't be having negatives and they say, oh, yeah, you making money. It's not going to work. They're not giving you a loan or a line of credit or anything. If you want to show that your business is growing, if you're showing negatives every year, your business is not growing, they're not going to give you money. Agreed? Agreed. We're here. Let's do it. Okay. So, Candace, Let's talk about an example because they don't want to believe you when you say stuff. So I'm going to just go ahead and give you an example. Meet Caden. Caden's awesome. He runs a restaurant. He actually owns his own restaurant. He's doing wonderful. He's making good money. It's his first year. He's like, Candace, I'm ready to grow my business. I'm ready to grow my family. I'm trying to buy a house. Great. He has the perfect recipes for his restaurant. Oh, but he ain't got no recipe for his taxes. Let's talk about what happens. He needs a tax recipe. Let's help him. So he made $120,000, simple numbers. And they're like, okay, you did pretty good. If you're in business and you made $120,000, you did good. Stop being so hard on yourself. Okay? If you made $10,000, you did good, especially if you're doing it on the side. Here we go. Gross income. Gross means this is what I brought in. All of it is me. This before anything came out was 120. Everybody with me?
Yes.
Deductions from expenses. How much money did he spend? $90,000. How much? So what do he have left? Boy, y'all do real good math. There you go. Not math, but mouth. Yeah, you missed that. Don't miss it. So if you look at it, Caden said, Candace, I want to buy a house. And I said, Caden, a tiny home. Yeah, it's going to be great. If that's what you want to do, it could work. It depends on what your goals are. We just talked about that. I can't judge him on what he want to buy, but he has $30,000 to work with. Now, let me even take it a little step further. As a realtor, Jamil, how many years of tax returns does your client need in order to show proof of this process? 2 to 3. 2 solid. Easy 2. So he would have to show money in order for him to get a home. As a business owner, what happens is that if you go in and everybody's so excited about what they see on TikTok, about how I can write off all my life, and it's so wonderful, and I agree with it 100%, unless it doesn't match your goals. Does that make sense? It's okay to lower your tax and not pay tax, a lot of tax, not overpay. That's not what we want to do. We want to overpay. But what's important is that it matches your goals. Whatever your goal is, that's what your tax return should look like. If you don't have a business, it's okay. You should have one, and we'll talk about that later. So just store this for later, okay? Everybody understand where we're going? Does he have enough to buy a home? Well, he does, a tiny one, but it's okay if that's what he wants to do. But you're saying not probably the home he really wants, right? Y'all fancy, man. No, he ain't got enough money. He can buy a house if, it depends on what he want to do.
Yeah, but you said family and kids and all that.
She said, oh, but Kate, as you said family and kids, he ain't got enough money for family and kids. Ooh, y'all hard on them. Y'all hard on them. All right, last thing real quick. What should business owners do to help them to get through this process, right? We're talking about the W-4. As a job, you should do this. You should fill out your forms, make sure you're not overpaying taxes. If you're in business, you should review your income and expenses monthly. I like weekly, but I won't overload you right now. Monthly is great. How much money did you make? Where's your money going? Okay? Second thing, tax planning should be quarterly. We should know exactly what's happening in your tax process. Every quarter, you should have a meeting. How much money did we make this quarter? How much taxes should we be paying? What should we be doing? How can we do better? What should we keep doing? And number 3, pay estimated taxes. My goodness. Anybody know what estimated taxes are? No, great. You know how when you get your paycheck and they take federal taxes out of your paycheck? Estimated taxes is the way for the business owner to pay taxes throughout the year instead of waiting to the end of the year. Instead of paying a lump sum, you can pay a little bit every quarter. And if you make larger sums of money, we encourage you to pay smaller amounts every month so it doesn't feel like so much. But you know the easy way to do it? Business owners, if you make money, put 30% to the side in your savings account. Simple. Every time you get a check, they never took any taxes out of your check. So I know it feels good like, ooh, I made $500, that's my $5. Take 30%, put it in a savings account. So that when it's time for you to pay your quarterly tax, you can just take it from the savings account and send it to the government. Now somebody like, Candace, well, what if I just want to hold my money? Because it's my money and I don't want to send it to the government. Well, if you owe more than $1,000, you got an extra 10% penalty. So whether you pay the 10%, if you can go and invest and make more than 10%, great, do it. But if you owe more than $1,000 at the first of the year, you're going to pay 10% extra because you did not pay estimated taxes throughout the year. Woo! Yes. I know it's a lot. I'm giving it all of it to you.
So it doesn't matter like how much you made with that. Just put 30% of that back.
30% of it back. If you do that, you'll be on track. 30%. Let's talk about it. Normally, I say 30% because I put 20 to federal and 10 to state. I'm covering both aspects. Do you have to do that large amount all the time? No, but I need you in practice just to do the larger amount for right now. And if you have the extra, then now you can use that as a bonus to yourself. Does that make sense? Yeah. We okay? There you go. She said better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. Absolutely. All right. One more document real quick. We gave you an extra document when you came in. If you don't have that document, raise your hand. It should have AR4EC at the top. It was given out. It was handed out. It's not in your binder. It was handed out. I got you. Need one? Need one at the front. I need a form at the front. Yep. Is it two of them? Okay. You should have got a form that says, what a mess. And then the other one says AR, I think 4EC. Is that right? Yeah. Okay. All right, I got 3 minutes. It ain't that hard. It's real long. Half of the page is your information. All right. Half of the page is your information. There you go. You put your information at the top. Now, whatever your status is, single, married, filing joint, head of household, guess what? You put the number, and number one, check your letter. Check your letter. Everybody got a check? All right, when you checked it, it told you what to do. It says enter one exemption, enter two exemptions, whatever it is. Put whatever your number is. What is yours? 2. It tells you. If you check the box, read what's after it. There you go. It's all right. Yes, ma'am.
If you're retired and you work a couple days a week, so you fill out the W-4 and something else? Or?
If you're retired and you receive like a pension or something like that, you fill out a W-4P. We sent that in the email, a W-4P. And if you don't have it tonight, you can print it and we can go over it next week if you'd like, me and you one-on-one. Okay? No problem. But you still want to fill out the state portion because if you're retired, you still pay state tax too, unless you're military. Okay? Yes. 2 jobs. If you have 2 jobs, how should I fill this form out? It's a shared form for your household. So you could put 1 job as the regular, and then the other one, you can pay more tax if you desire by putting 0. That's what you want to do. If you have a 2 on there, you want to put 1 and 1, you can do that. You just can't go over your number. Does that make sense? No. What's your number on your W-4? Give me an example. What's your number on your W-4? Head of household, 2,000 or 500? 2,000. So you got 1 dependent, head of household. When you do this form, you're going to have a number. It's probably going to be like 3. Okay? Let's finish the form and I'll tell you what to do. Is that okay? It's going to be the easiest way for me to kind of explain it. Everybody got a number for number 1? Yes. Number 2, the number of children or dependents. Enter 1 exemption per dependent. For Coco, she has 1. How many dependents do you have? 2. How many dependents do you have? 0. All right. Number 3. Yes. It does not matter the age on this one. All right? State has different laws. That's why you do both forms. Number 3, total exemptions. Add lines 1 and 2. 1 A, B, C, and 2. Very simple. I told you all I needed was 3 minutes. There we go. If no exemptions or dependents are claimed, enter 0. Do you want to give the state any extra money? No. 0. Okay. If you fill your form out, you shouldn't have to pay any extra if you fill them out properly. Okay? All right. And it says, do I qualify for low income taxes? Just put no. Pay the right amount of tax. Just put no. Pay the right amount. And the right amount sometimes is 0. Just fill your forms out properly. And then you put your number at your head of household, single, or married, filing jointly at the bottom. That's it. Now, there was a question at the back. What should I do if I work 2 jobs? What's your number? 3? Is your number 3? Right? So you have an option. If you got 2 jobs, you could just do your main job with a 3 and the other job with a 0. And I would do mine at single, just so I can pay the tax and not worry about it, because you're probably making good money at both. I know you. So if you desire, you could do 2 at one job and 1 at the other job. Why did I say that? Because it's still a combination of 3. Just don't go over the 3. And that's for the state. Remember, on the federal, it's a 2,000. It's not a number in that case. Does that make sense? Everybody okay? Does everybody have a number? Even if it's 0. You should have a 1. Okay, everybody got something? Okay, married couples, you all will decide how you fill out your form. That's up to you. But I got one more thing I need to share, and then we'll be done. Did you know that when Uncle Sam holds your money, you have 0 earning potential? What does that mean? That means I can't use the extra cash flow to pay off my debt because I'm overpaying my taxes. I can't use the extra cash flow to invest so that I can make more money for my family because I'm overpaying taxes. It means no earning potential. Everybody got it? So I know you love refunds, and I love them too. But we should have a balance. Because if we fill our form out properly, that means we're not going to get a big refund. I'm going to say it again, and I'm on camera. If you fill out your form properly, you will not get a big refund. Unless you got several children and they're giving you credits for that, that's okay. You didn't overpay, they gave you credits. Those are different. We're not going to overpay. We're going to fill our form out properly so we can get all of our money for our right now bills. Everybody agree? Yeah. Okay, let's keep going. If $300 a month is $3,600 a year, y'all agree with that? 300 times 12 is $3,600. If you let Uncle Sam hold your $300, you can get nothing. They take your money, they invest it, they have a good time, and hope you don't file your taxes right. That's what they hope, because they're going to keep using your money. Okay? But the other side of that, of what you can do with your $300. Because in the class that Deacon Thomas is going to teach, he'll tell you how to get your 10% or more. Right? 5 years, $300 a month is $27,000. 10 years, $300 a month is $68,000. What's the next number? 18 years, how much money? $195,000. What about 30 years from now when we overpay our taxes over and over again and not make any changes? How much money is that? $727,000. Our lack of knowledge costs us money. Our lack of knowledge costs us money. What we don't know can literally hurt us. All right, last thing. What if it was 500? Ooh. What about 500? Right? Somebody making money, they like, yeah, but I like big refunds. I understand, but let me just show you what could happen. 5 years, 43,000. 18 years, let's just skip to the big numbers. 315,000. But what about 30 years? How much y'all think it is? $1.2 million off of $500 a month over the next 30 years. The thought process behind it is actually, it gives you chills. Like, it really gives me chills. To think about if I knew the stuff I knew now when I was like early 20s, I'd be like, ooh. Right? So our thought process is that you can't go back in age, but you can make some changes right now. There's things that we can do to fix it. So everybody gonna fix it? Yeah. Y'all hungry? Yeah. Okay. Give us just a second. Deacon Thomas, you want to pray so we can eat? Okay. We'll do that because I don't want us to go over time. We got a lot of stuff to do today. Everybody okay? All right. Let us pray.
Father God, thank you for this food we're about to receive for the nourishing our bodies. In your son Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. I think they did an amazing job. We got cookies and food. And what we got back there, Marcus? Hamburgers, hot dogs? Burgers. Enjoy.
Our lack of knowledge is expensive, is that what you said?
Okay. Good evening. Was that good teaching or what? Absolutely. There's a science to the madness of why the W-4 is so important on this class. Can anybody tell me what the science is behind understanding W-4? What is it? You hear what she just said? Finding money. See, right now, you're at a location and you're trying to go somewhere, right? You can't go anywhere until you find out what? Where you are. You guys got that? You can't go anywhere until you find out where you are. And find out where you are is understanding the money game. And your largest debtor that you know of is who? Uncle Sam. He's going to get his money before you get your money. Don't you need to know about that? I want you to write this term down. It's called lost. Everybody got pens? It's called, and a burger. Yeah, okay. Lost opportunity cost. Everybody got that? Lost opportunity cost. L-O-S-T. Lost opportunity cost. Can somebody tell me what that means when I say that? Lost opportunity cost. Huh? Every time that you get a tax return and you don't put that money to use. Let me tell you what happened with tax returns. People get their tax returns. In 3 to 4 months, guess where the tax return's at? Gone. And it's spent on what? So you lost the opportunity to do what? Invest that money, didn't you? To pay down debt, didn't you? If you follow the strategies we're teaching, you can take that money, recapture it, and put it to work and start paying off some debt, set up your investment accounts, and create a future with that money. It's only $300 or $400 a month. It's inside your budget. It's inside your spending plan. See, this is a foundational piece. If you understand the tax system, how they get your money, hold your money, don't pay any interest, like Candace said, aren't you smart to do it yourself? Can you do it yourself? Can't you keep your own money? Can't you plan your own money? Can't you be intent? Can't you be deliberate with your money? Guys, this money thing is real. Do you realize the average person starting their career at age 25 to age 45, that 80% are retiring with $1,200 to $1,500 a month, which is Social Security, after spending a lifetime making $2 to $3 million? If Uncle Sam didn't take money out of your paycheck and put it inside of a Social Security program, this country would be in trouble financially. So it's important to understand how these taxes work, what your responsibility is to get your money back and put your money to work. Everybody agree? Secondly, what is that $3.33 we talked about? You guys is first class. How much is that? $100 a month, right? Wow, can you imagine finding $300 in your taxes, $100 that you're wasting, which is more, and putting all that money to work? Money would not be an issue in your life as far as building a legacy for your families. See, when you get 64, 65 years old, you're not going to live and die. You're going to live another 20, 30 years. That money will continue to grow. You guys got that? That money's going to continue to grow. The more you got there, the more it's going to grow, the more you can pass it on to another generation. You got to get radically upset about your money. I said become what? The CEO, right? The CFO, right? I want you to get intentional about your money. So here's the first question. Who followed the instructions of the homework last week? Tell me about your spending for the last 7 days. Tell me about your spending for the last 7 days. Okay, who wants to volunteer and tell me what they found out? What you find out back there? Somebody get a mic to her back there, please. Let's get her a mic back there. I'll repeat the question to get you a mic, okay? How about that? Let's get a mic. We got people online that want to hear what you're saying too, so we got to get you a mic, okay? But I want to know what you found out. Very small exercise, but it can go a long way if you tell the truth about it. Didn't change your spending habits, you know? Yeah. Okay. There she is. Okay. Tell me about your experience.
Okay, so I found out that I should be very embarrassed. Very, very embarrassed. So
Tell us the truth now. Talk to us.
Okay. I spent $300 in a week.
Okay.
And my husband don't know this, so I'm telling on myself. That's why I'm not looking that way.
Okay.
But this is just personally from what I spent.
Okay.
$300 and only, I think about 120 of it was necessity.
You guys hear that? $180 this week that she found out. Now here's the question. Now what are you going to do about that? We got
do it again. So find the extra things that I did. I'm gonna have to turn that around and put it
to work
because it just really was mind blowing. It really was.
Now that kind of been happening for a lot of years, hasn't it?
Yes.
Okay, you're okay. We're gonna fix that.
Yes.
Thanks for your honesty. Yes. Who's next? What was the next experience? Who had the next experience? Tell me about the last 7 days over here. Last 7 days. You're going to be just fine. All right.
So what I found out this week is just I have a lot of like miscellaneous fees, subscriptions, Amazon, Spotify, Prime Video, stuff like that. I have a lot of those fees that come out, and I got to cancel some subscriptions because it's extra money. Walmart, just going to Walmart almost every day. Like,
okay, guys.
It's got to stop.
See, that's my whole point. We're trying to help you create a consciousness about your money. A consciousness. It's your money. We want to help you give your money some direction. When I say direction, at the end of the month, at the end of the week, you should know where every dollar went. You should have it planned. Inside this spending plan, we're going to talk about a little bit later. We can't just get back up here. We're going to show you how to identify every dollar and how to put together a plan to structure your money so you know where it's at all the time. Everybody want to see that? But the first thing we have to tell you about all the lost opportunity of money you're wasting. So some of you guys are wasting $100 a month. She's wasting $700 a month. She's already a millionaire. And we hadn't even got started yet. So anybody audit their bank accounts? Can you fix that moving forward? Yeah, we'll catch you up after class. Okay? Okay, that's the first set of homework. I'm glad you guys did that exercise. The second exercise is to do the 2 pages of the financial binder. Okay, very, very important. The 2 pages of the financial binder that Candace, pages 3 and 4. Yeah. So it's really important that you guys grasp what's going on here. We're creating a foundation for you to understand where your money is going, even from a tax perspective. Now we're going to talk about the power of a credit card eating up all your wealth. Candace, you ready? We're going to talk about the power of just a credit card by itself eating up all your wealth. So stay tuned, all right? Everybody give Candace a hand.
Pull it on in, okay. Say something else. Okay. Okay. So Deacon Thomas was really nice to you all today because we normally come around and look at them sheets. What time is it? I'm going to be real quick. We have time. I'm going to be real quick. Okay. I'm excited. Let's do it. Okay. Anybody have a document that says, what a mess? Oh, I was losing it. What a mess. Anybody have a document that says, what a mess? If you're online, we're going to email it to you. We just want it to be nice and provide them because we're going to show it to you on the screen, but we want you to write it out. What a mess. What if I don't pay off my debt? Can you give an answer? And I need an answer. I'm going to be in a mess, right? Okay, what if I don't pay off my debt? That's the objective of our next topic, so that we can discuss like the negative effects of not doing what we're discussing tonight, right? We don't even have to talk about it. I'm going to let the numbers do it. Does everyone have their document that says, what a mess? As we go through the document, I'd love for you to write it in so that you can write it and hear and everything. You can feel it. You feel it better. One of the concepts that we like to teach is that the first manifestation of wealth is never money. A lot of times people think that. Like, oh, I need to get the money first. I need to get the money first. Let me ask you a question. Who is the best basketball player of today's time? Okay. We're not going to argue about it. I'm with it. LeBron James. Kevin Durant. He said Kevin Durant by far. That's what he said. Steph Curry. Okay, we all got our people. Whoever you choose, let's go with, because everybody was like, LeBron. Let's go with him, sure. So from that perspective, do you think that LeBron got his skills first or his money first? Skills. Oh. So you got to build your skills first, right? Okay. Any of you started a job recently? Okay. When you started your job recently, they giving you a check, and that's wonderful, right? But it seems like it's real overwhelming. It's a lot, right? Yeah? Yes. What do you need to do for the job in order for you to feel more comfortable? Learn it, right? You got to learn it. You got to build your skills, right? The same way you build your skills on your job, the same way Steph Curry, LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Kevin Durant, all of those gentlemen, they went and they built their skills. But when they built their skills, they also built their mindset inside of those skills. Y'all agree with that? Amen. You have to have the mindset to be wrapped around your money so that you don't spend yourself into the same situation or deficit that you continue to spend yourself to. You have to switch your mindset before you get the money. But now that you got the money, it's like, Candace, I just keep messing up. It's okay. It's your mindset on how you're seeing your money. The first manifestation of wealth is never money. It's not. It's your mindset. Y'all agree with that? Yes. So we have to get to the point of doing a little bit better. So let me help you with your mindset today and talk about what happens if I don't do it. Anybody want to tell me what interest is? Don't read the paper. What is interest on your credit card? The money you pay. I said, don't read the paper. Look at y'all. Boy. What is interest in your own words?
The money you pay for living tomorrow's dreams today.
Okay. I like it. She said, I'm going to tell you what she said because it was real good. She said, the money you pay to live tomorrow's dreams today. You need to write that down. It's real good. That's real good. I like, if I had my pen. It's on video. I'm going back. What time is it? No, it's real good, though. I'm serious. That was good. So let's talk about the definition of interest. Interest is the penalty. Write that down. It's the penalty you pay for the right to own something in advance that you cannot afford. It's exactly the same thing. She just said it real pretty. Interest is the penalty you pay for the right to own something in advance that you cannot afford. Wow. Mr. Stokes said this a very long time ago and just held on to it. Man, it's so true. The principle, we know that's the actual amount you owe. But that penalty is that penalty. It's like, oh, I want the car today, so I'm going to pay the penalty for the car today, and I'll just pay a little more than what it's really worth. And if your credit bad, what's that penalty? A whole lot more, right? So let's make sure we get the definition together. Interest is the penalty. Y'all say it together. I'm going to start over. Interest is the penalty. Wow. It's a lot. It hit different. Interest is the penalty. You pay for the right to own something in that you cannot afford. Wow. Don't hurt my feelings. That's what she said. I didn't do it. So let's talk about what happens when we continue not to pay, or we continue to just pay the minimum payments, or we continue to pay that card off and run that card back up. Ooh. Let's do it. Y'all ready? No, but yes. Okay, let's do it. You owe, because I need to be able to look at y'all sheets tonight, so I'm moving fast. Let's do it. No, baby, just write. I'm going to tell you what to write, okay? You can pull out your calculator, though. That's kind of helpful. It's fun to do the numbers. Anybody want to pull the calculator out with me? Do it with me. Okay, here we go. You owe $5,000. Not too bad. Depends on who you ask. You owe $5,000. It's enough, because if you're paying interest, it's a lot. You pay how much a month? $100. That's about the minimum payment. Ooh, he said they killing me. All right, everybody wrote it down? How much you owe? $5,000. Okay. How much you pay? Your interest rate is 21%. Oh. Everybody, what's the interest rate on your credit cards? 25, 26, 27. Oh. Now see, y'all got that definition of penalty in there. Everybody like, whoa, watch out. I love it. All right, now we're going to do a breakdown, okay? We're going to do a breakdown of your monthly interest rate on how that works. Y'all ready? Okay. 21% divided by 12 equals 1.75. Just write it down. Even if you don't understand, just write it down. We're not trying to take trig today, not trigonometry. We're just going to break down how the credit cards work. We ready? Your interest payment is, you got to turn the 1.75 into a decimal, but I'm just going to tell you what it is. It's 0.0175. 0.0175, you got it? Times 5,000. We got it? Times 5,000, because that's how much you owe, equals $87.50. Now, what payment was that now? What's your interest payment? She said, that's just the interest payment. Hold on now. Oh, yeah. I like it. You did. What's your principal payment? Write it down. Write it down. Okay. Write it down. $12.50. We got it? Your reality, that's per month. Your reality is that $5,000 divided by $12.50 equals 400 months. Can somebody take 400 divided by 12? 400 months, it says you're sentencing, because it's almost like you're in jail. You're in credit card jail. You're doing time. Credit card jail says 400 months divided by 12 equals 33 years off of a $5,000 credit card. Your bank earns $87.50 times 400 months. They made $35,000 for a $5,000 credit card over that timeline. Now,
Highway robbery.
I didn't hear you. That's without compounding.
They did compound their money.
They absolutely. The banks did. This is the thing. So when you look at the numbers and you say, okay, this doesn't make any sense. But the reality of it is that this does not include paying it down and running it up. Paying it down and running it up. I'm going to say it one more time. Paying it down and running it up. Anybody know what I'm talking about? It doesn't include that part. So if we continue to pay the minimum over and over and over again and we never get past that, it's almost like we're in credit card jail. That it is. She called it debtor's prison. You got real pretty words. That's real good. Should write that down. I like it. I'm going to have her to write my speeches. I need a speech writer. That's real good. I like it. So if we look at it, you guys, if we don't do it, somebody said, and I ain't pointing no fingers, they said, "Oh, that's me." That's okay now, but not tomorrow, not the rest of today. Like, we got to do something different. We agree? Yes. Absolutely. Our lack of knowledge costs us a whole lot of money. It's real expensive. Yes. Real expensive. Two things. I got 2 minutes. Anything that works against you can also work for you once you understand the principle of reverse. So one of the things that we teach, that's Maya Angelou. So one of the things that we teach in the class is compound interest. This is compound interest working against you. We will teach you how compound interest can work for you. But before we can start teaching you how to grow your money, we gotta do what? Get your mind right. We gotta get your mind right. But even on top of that, we gotta get the baseline principles, because there's no reason to go invest money if we ain't got our foundation set. Okay? All right, let's keep it moving. There's three levels of wealth. Let's talk about it. Level 1 is your personal wealth. It's just me. I'm working on me. That's okay. Everybody starts there. But then there's a level 2. Anybody know what level 2 is? Family. Good. Generational wealth. You got it. So the good book, the word says we leave an inheritance for our children's children. We believe that? Absolutely. So if we're leaving an inheritance for our children's children, the generational wealth is the second level of wealth. But there's a third. The third with Jesus. I love it. The third level of wealth is transcendent wealth. It's not whenever my benefits just help me and my generations, but the benefits of what I'm learning and teaching and doing helps the next family and the next family, the people on my block, the people at my church. The things that we do is transcending so we all can win as a collective, not just for my family and my generations. Does that make sense? Yes. That's where we're going. But in order for us to get to that level, we got to take care of us. And then we're going to take care of our family. That's why we got mother and daughters here together. That's why we got husband and wife here together. That's how we do it. But then you start to take care of other people when you learn it. And you invite somebody to the next class. And we do it to the next class. And we're going to come take Money Matters. Every time we had a class, we taking it. That's how it works. It's okay to come back. Because you're going to get something different. And it's something new. And we do it over and over again. But we got to get that mindset together so that we don't keep spending ourselves back to the same situations we've been in. Okay? We got it? I love y'all. It's time for action. Oh, yeah. Time for action. Deacon Thomas, you ready? All right. So we're going to come and do things with you, right? We love face-to-face. We love face-to-face. Now, online, we love y'all too, right? But we love face-to-face because we get to get in the trenches with you. And we get to take a look at what's going on and to work with you in the process. All right, Deacon Thomas?
Can you pull it up on email?
Yep.
Okay, guys, you got your what I spend sheets. Everybody got that? That was the major homework. What I spend sheets. She's going to put it up on the screen, but it should look like this. What I spend. Everybody got that? That was the homework for last week. If you weren't here last week, of course, you can fill it out and play catch up when you get home tonight. What I spend. Now, the objective on this particular sheet, everybody got their sheets in front of them? Okay. The objective on this particular sheet is to find out where did my money go? And I want you to be very honest on this sheet. When I say honest, I need you to tell me when I walk around this room and Candace, I walk around, I want to know about How much money you spent eating out? On a monthly basis. I want you to write that down. That's what that comes out of your spending plan every month, right? That's part of your money. I want to know how much money you spend on nails and hair. I want to know in that particular category how much money you spend on liquor and cosmetics and stuff. I'm not going to judge you, but it comes out of your monthly income. And you need to know where it's going. Okay? On this particular sheet, you're going to have fixed expenses, you're going to have variable expenses. The first thing we're going to work on are the fixed expenses. As soon as Candace put it up for the online group, we'll start talking about it. The online group should have theirs too. Let's go to the very first section where it says charitable giving. Remember the biblical way in the first class? This is how God wants you to give money. We put charitable giving in the very front. You guys see that? Okay. The second one is savings. You got to have some money there for you secondly. And then let's take a look at these fixed expenses. Your rent, electric, water, gas. And I call those fixed expenses because some of these other expenses, you can work on those fixed expenses, other fixed expenses. When I say fixed expense, I'm talking about your insurance for your car. And this is the homework for next week too while we're talking. Find the money next week. Find how to cut stuff out of your budget next week, okay? I'm going to talk about it now, though. You got it, Candace?
Mm-mm.
You just go to your email that you sent me and pull it up out
It's
of
not
there?
my computer.
Oh, it's not your computer? Okay, cool.
It's okay. Go ahead. Keep
You
going.
okay? Okay. Okay, let's talk about real quickly how we waste money inside this particular sheet. You want to know how you waste money? But first, somebody tell me, are you in the plus or the minus in the cash flow? Don't raise your hand, just say yes or no. At the very bottom of this sheet, it says plus and minus. That's called cash flow. At the very bottom, that's what's left over at the end of the month. Our goal, like I said earlier, is for you to identify where the money is going. So the first step, are you plus or minus? If you're minus, that means we need to make some drastic changes right now. We need to get some cost-cutting measures to get your money back inside your household. The objective, at least be at zero. At zero means that you're not under at the end of the month where you're spending more money than you got coming in. See what Charles? How can I spend more money than I have coming in? It's your credit cards. It's your credit cards can cause you to spend more money than what you got coming in. Everybody got that? Does anybody see here where you can save some money at? Where? She says cosmetics. Stop eating out so much. What is that? Grandchildren. Let me tell you the biggest area you can save money at, number one, is cable TV. A lot of you guys are spending $250 and $300 a month on UVerse and AT&T, and you're only watching 5 or 6 channels the whole time.
You up?
Are we up? Yeah, okay, good. You're only watching 5 or 6 channels the whole time, and we need to fix that. How can we fix that? What is that? Go back and shop your cable plan and find the lowest cost plan and identify, like she said, the channels you're going to use. You don't need 125 or 200 channels if you're only watching 5 or 6 channels. So number one, let's go back and try to find money inside our cable bills. A lot of you guys are spending $5 and 6 subscriptions per month. What are subscriptions? Hulu, Netflix, Amazon, Disney Plus. Do you need all of those? No. See, the objective, the first objective is we got to find the money. If you're not using those subscriptions, get rid of it. Everybody got that? The next area is car insurance. Yes. Don't fall in love with your car insurance company. I don't care if it's State Farm. I don't care if it's Allstate. I don't care who it is. True story. I have 4 cars on insurance. I was with Geico. It's cost me $437 a month. How many cars? 4.
You already found
all right? I went to State Farm, and got an estimate. Went from 437 to 275.
You don't have any
Did I say money?
anything going on the side?
Don't fall in love with your insurance company, guys. The first thing I need you to do tomorrow is shop your insurance. Shop your car insurance. They all pay the charges, the claims. They all pay the claims. Okay. Shop your insurance. Shop your cable, and shop your cell phones. Shop your cell phones. Take all the extra stuff off your cell phones that you're not using. A lot of you guys got kid stuff on your phones. Your kids are in college, though. Go on about their business. On your cable, so you know how you track your kids and all that kind of stuff? Take all that extra stuff off that you're paying for. Put the money back inside your pockets. You've got to. Hey, Marcus, let me get you guys to walk around on some of these tables. I want you to see the plus and minus at the bottom of the sheets, the plus and minus. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the food bill. Let's talk about the food bill. Let's talk about eating out and buying a lot of groceries at the same time. Let's talk about that. Are you guys with me? Let's talk about that. Can you plan eating out and buying grocery? Okay. Should you go to the grocery store hungry? Okay. So, when you go to the grocery store, what should you have? What should that list be based off of? You guys hear that? If you're going to grocery that particular week, try to plan out what you're going to cook. Try to plan it out. When you go to the grocery store, buy those items. Everybody got that? Let's hold it down so guys can hear, okay? If you go to the grocery store, try to plan your meals out in advance so you know what items you're going to need to buy inside the grocery store. Everybody got that? Do not go to the grocery store hungry, and don't go to the grocery store and just start taking stuff off the shelves and putting it in the bags. All right? Now, eating out. Can we eat out once or twice a week and be happy with that? Now, the reason I want you guys to do this, I need you to find money because I'm going to show you how to pay your houses off in 7 or 8 years. The 30-year mortgages. I'm going to show you how to take the same money you got right now and create $300,000, $400,000, $500,000. But it's inside your budget. It's inside your spending plan. Everybody got that? I'm going to try to pay these student loans off in the next 36 months. I'm going to try to pay all your credit cards off in the next 36 months. But I need you to get serious and deliberate about how you are spending your money. Everybody got that? How many people can start eating out with their friends maybe once or twice a week as a treat instead of every day? Can we do that? No. How many people at work can start eating out with their friends once or twice a week instead of every day? Yeah. Can you stop eating out 5 days a week with your friends at work? Can we stop that? Everybody got that? Can we do that? Now, here's what I need to see next week when you guys get back. I need to see at least $100 minimum saved inside your budget. The person that comes back and tells me they've saved the most money inside their budget, you're going to get a nice treat from this class. You guys got that? The person that comes back next week who's found the most money inside their budget, they're going to save it and show me the spending plan, how they're going to save it. You're going to get a very, very nice treat inside from this class. It's going to be really good. Really good. For the person next week that saves the most money inside their budgets, and you show me the spending plan, how you're going to do it, you're going to get a major, major treat from this class. The biggest one you've ever seen. It could be financial for you. Ms. Vaught? We can't hear her. Can we give her a speaker there? No, it's for anybody. If you're in this class, and the person that finds the most money inside their budget is going to get a financial treat next week. I look at the budget, I can tell. Okay? Look at the spending plan. Any questions? Back here. That's correct. That's correct. Now, we're going to create some accountability in this class, too. You guys want some accountability? You want somebody to track you for a while and see what you're doing? Help you get on track? Okay, we're going to do that for you, too. Okay? Any questions about this particular spending plan? Any questions about this spending plan? Yeah, go ahead.
How do you go about creating a budget?
Excuse me?
How do you go about creating an actual budget, a working budget?
Oh, that's good. How do you go about creating a budget or a spending plan? That's a perfect question. You see this sheet right here? This is where you start at. This sheet has all the money that goes out of your household, okay? Now, if you notice, on the side right there, it asks for the due dates, okay? Okay, do we have that spending plan, those four, is that on here too? Those weekly plans, how you set that up? It should be on the second page. It should be inside their sheets. Yeah, she's got one right here. You got it? Yeah, pull it up. And we'll walk you through how to set that up. Okay. Yeah, okay, cool. She says, how to create a spending plan. First, we identify where the money's going. Help, stop right there. Yeah. Secondly, this is how you create your spending plan. You got paycheck 1, you got paycheck 2. Everybody see that? Each paycheck, your bills that are due from the 1st through the 14th, I want you to list all those bills from the 1st to the 14th and allocate money to pay those bills. Everybody got that? All the bills that are due from the 15th to the 31st, I want you to put those bills on there and allocate money to pay that. Now, what should be included in that? I said your bills. So what should be included in that? What's that? Mortgage? Anybody else? Yeah, no. What should be included in this spending plan? Everything. Everything on this sheet. Everything. If you're going to get your hair fixed, you're going to buy grocery, you're going to eat out, it comes off this sheet and it goes right there. It's broken up in those 2 pay periods. If you get paid every week, break it up into weekly pay periods. You get paid once a month, break it into the monthly pay period. Yes, ma'am. Question. Everybody understand that? Real important. Well, when I say break them up, let's say on here, from the 1st to the 14th, that's a 2-week period, right? Let's say each week, I'm going to set aside $100 for what? Gas, to drive my car. So for that 2-week period, I'm going to set aside $200 for what? Gas, to drive my car. During that 2-week period, I'm going to go get my hair fixed, right? It's going to cost me $50, right? Oh. I was talking about my hair. Okay, but anyway, whatever that expense is during that 2-week period that you're going to be spending money, go to your calendar, and I want you to put it right here between the first 14 days and the second 15 days. Ms. Vaught. Okay. Give her the mic.
Talk about also including things we don't think about in the future, like our property taxes and stuff like that are going to come up that
Absolutely.
some people don't plan for.
Those are called variable expenses. You guys got that? Variable expenses. Inside your booklet, open your booklet real quick. Is it the blue book? Yeah. Let me get it. Got about 2 minutes here. Open the blue book real quick. Real quick. Okay, go to page, let's go to page, this workbook is really good. Go to page 9. Page 9 inside your booklet. Everybody see that? Everybody got page 9. Inside your blue workbook, page 9.
Is that the spending plan worksheet?
Spending plan worksheet, page 9. This breaks down on one side, says 2A, all those are fixed expenses. Everybody see that? On the second side says 2B, all those are controllable expenses. Got an example in there for you. Everybody see that? Very, very important. If you notice right there, they've got everything in there. Everything. Groceries, eating out, everything's in there. The what I spend one page is kind of a quick worksheet, help you identify stuff. Go inside your booklet, you go to page 9 and page 10, that kind of breaks down how the money should be separated. Look at page 10 real quick, page 10. That's the what I spend sheet, actually in a position it talks about percentages. It says given should be, we didn't put a percentage there, but your savings should be 5 to 10%. Your debt should be no more than 0 to 10%. Your housing should be between 25 and 38%. Health care around 5%. Household around 15 to 25%. Entertainment 5 to 10%. Professional services 5 to 15%. Miscellaneous 2 to 3%. You guys see that? If you go through your spending plan, and if you're over in any of these areas, we want to talk about how you can reduce that and get in line. The objective, every dollar has to be accounted for. Okay? Every dollar. Now, I hope you see the madness behind how we teach this thing. The taxes, the debt, the spending plan. We want you to respect your money and give us some direction. Everybody understand that? This is really, really serious stuff, guys. It's your money. It's your money. Any questions before we close out? Yes, ma'am. Yeah, we sure you do that. We do one-on-one with you, okay? Good deal. Any more questions? Yeah, homework for you is to go home and find what? Find the money. That's the goal. Find the money.
Find the money.
And do the next couple of pages inside you find your binder.
Okay.
All right?
So, Deacon Thomas.
What you got?
What I'm seeing is that many of us are doing the worksheet halfway.
Okay, everybody see that?
Okay? It's okay that you've started. That's wonderful. So let's go ahead and spend this week also finishing it, because there's, on your credit cards, most times you may not see it on the statement of what the rate is. Sometimes it's not there. You may have to call them. Spend an hour to just finish the rates. A lot of you know how much you're paying, know how much is on it, but you don't have the rate. In order for us to do the next section, we need that interest rate in that section, okay? Very, very important. Those of you also who have other assignments, make sure y'all are doing that work. We're going to work with you one-on-one. If we say it, we're going to do it. So make sure you bring that in, okay?
Awesome, awesome. You don't have a lot of homework, but you do have a lot of homework. Finish the sheet. Yes, ma'am. Oh, yeah. Just call the insurance. You know, if you would State Farm, call Allstate. Call Progressive. Call Geico. All these guys compete against each other. Okay? Yeah. Right. No, just get on the phone, make those phone calls. Absolutely. Yeah. Let's go ahead and close out. I want to thank RVS tonight. What you got? Oh, gosh, that is right, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you do have homework. Candace, you want to go ahead and explain that part to them?
Sure.
Quick?
So we want you to do those worksheets because it goes to your next section. So we're going to prepare you to talk about putting your debt plan together. Husband and wife family paying the mortgage off early. They were able to put that plan together because of the plan that we put together here. If you look and find the money, we can do the debt snowball and tell you exactly when your debts will be paid off. That's exactly what we're going for. So we're asking you to do those worksheets for that. So crown.org, write this down, take a picture. if you need to. Crown.org is where we're going to start to create the debt plan. You're going to go to click financial calculators. I'm giving you the flow of how to do it on the site and everything. Financial calculators, debt snowball calculators, and then you're going to put in your information from the lowest debt to the highest debt.
That's monthly payment wise.
Monthly payment wise. Lowest debt, monthly payment wise, to the highest debt. Okay? Put your information in the system, and we'll be going over that together. Second thing, pull your credit report. Arvest has an entire night over credit. You want to have your reports pulled. Annualcreditreport.com is free. Annualcreditreport.com. Pull your reports, print them out, bring them to class.
If you want to score, it may cost you a little money, but I pay for it to get the score, so you know where you are. Okay.
Okay. I believe. It depends.
Yes, go ahead.
You guys feel like Credit Karma and Credit Sesame are accurate?
I like Credit Karma. I think everybody should have Credit Karma. They're not accurate. They're pretty close though. It's a monitoring service to help monitor your credit. It's really good. We need to close out, guys. We're kind of going over, but
Yeah, sorry, guys. Page 5 and 6 of your financial binders.
okay.
That was it.
Page 5 and 6.
Page 5 and 6 of the white binder. Page 5 and 6.
Page 5 and 6. Redo your worksheets. Fill them out.
You will get an email, so if you didn't get it, no worries. We'll follow up.
Absolutely.
2 or 3 times if we need to. If I mess it up, I'll do it again.
Got questions? Email us back.
Yep.
Anyway, I want to thank Arvest tonight. Where's Steve go? He's gone? We missed Steve. Steve Holmes, another one of our members with Arvest. He's on party team with Marcus and those guys over there. And we got the great discipleship pastor here, Pastor Thomas. Come on over, Pastor Thomas. I want to thank Pastor Thomas for being the catalyst behind this, and also thank Dr. Philip Pointer for supporting this throughout the church. We just got a great ministry here, and we really appreciate these guys, Pastor Thomas, Dr. Pointer. Thank you so much for being here. You can close us out in prayer today.
All right, let's bow. Father God, once again, we say thank you for how you're using this ministry called Money Matters to help us with our finances, because you know that money is important. So, Father God, I pray that this week you will bless every student, give them wisdom and insight into their own finances. Bless them to find the money this week, Father God. And then, Father God, I pray that you will give them not only the wisdom and the guidance, but give them the fortitude and discipline to continue on this journey. Thank you for this team. Continue to anoint them as only you can. Thank you for our partnership with Arvest Bank, Father God. Now, Father, as we leave this place, I pray traveling grace upon everybody. In Jesus' name, amen.
All right, thank you. All right. Great job. Great job.